Hi, this is Roger. We've got well, it's not an unboxing, it's an unwrapping video. And I can virtually guarantee you won't ever have seen what's in here coming out of a package before. That's if I can get in here. It's incredibly well wrapped. I'm not really sure where to start. At the end of the day, what's in here can't really be damaged by a knife, so I'm quite prepared to just hack away. And it looks like what I need to do is cut down the middle already. So I need to cut down here. And then you can cut across here. And I should be able to show you what I've got. So there you go. As I said, you may have seen something similar to this before, but you won't have seen this before, and nor have I. I've been out in the wilds on many occasions, and I have not come across this before. And what put me onto this, I'll get it down, was this. Oh, come down. Now this was one of the orchids that went to the National Dendrobium collection with Marius, my friend Marius from the Orchid Society, and all of the stuff that went from Jeff's in that collection either got repotted or mounted, and some of the stuff that got mounted got put on this with this moss, and I hadn't come across this moss before. I mentioned it to Marius simply because this plant came back to me basically, and I queried the moss, and it's got the story that goes with it, which I still giggle about. I probably will forevermore. Marius was doing a talk on dendrobiums for our Orchid Society and mentioned this moss, which he called Welsh moss. And the guy taking the notes said, "Where did that come from then?" And he said, "Wales." Anyway, this is Welsh moss. And it is an incredibly coarse grade of moss. Now this is the raw article, so it's got bits of grass in it, and you know it would have to be sorted out and cleaned, but look at the grade of it. It's just so large, you couldn't possibly compact that if you tried. So we have a he said I can do it in 5 kilo bags or 10 kilo bags. Well, I'm glad I didn't go for 10. The problem now is I've got to work out how to keep this. It is live moss after all. I need to keep it alive, so I'm going to have to put it in trays somehow. Now at the moment I'm going to leave it in here because it's damp, which is that's the weight basically. This is quite heavy, 5 kilos. Sold by weight, not volume, and obviously the weight, a fair bit of the weight is the fact that it's moist, but it's lovely stuff. I'm over the moon with that. So my existing mounts slowly but surely will get transferred, and I won't be doing all of them. I certainly won't be doing them all at once, that's for sure. But the ones that are liable to get this moss are the ones with the larger roots and our larger plants. The small delicate plants with very fine root systems, like the Tolumnias, won't get this moss. They'll get the moss I've already got, which is a much finer grade, more suited to finer roots. And I'll have to have a chat with Marius, but I got a feeling that he actually chops this up and uses it in pots as well, because it won't compact. So, yes, multiple choices and multiple uses with any luck. God, love that fine grass. So, that's what was in the package, and as I said, that's going to... Now, I've got a tray of moss that was the live collected sphagnum moss, which is the UK variety, which is no good to me. The only reason I've still got it is because it's got some nice ferns growing in it, which I don't want. So that tray can be chucked. and I think I've got a couple more outside in the garden that had various things in at various times. They're like seed trays, but they haven't got holes in the bottom, so they actually hold water. So you can lay your moss in there, sort of thing, and if necessary keep a layer of water in the bottom to keep the moss moist. So we will deal with that, but for the time being that can just stay out here on the floor. So obviously I don't want that to dry out. I've opened it now, so I will have to deal with it, but it's late in the day today. It's coming up to me sitting down and doing nothing time. We have to do some of that now and again. Nothing, I like that, but not all day. I started doing the tax forms today, and I got so far through. Basically they're dynamic PDFs, so you open them up, you can fill them in, but then you can actually download. I can download them onto my laptop with all the bits that I've already typed in, sort of thing, and save them as files on my own computer, so that I can go back to them and update them some more. So my idea is to find out which additional schedules I need as I go through the main form, download that one, well, go and find that one on the government website and start filling it in, get as much as I can done, then download it and save it in a folder with all the others, and then move on to the next one until I've filled in the rough draft, if you see what I mean. In other words, information that I've readily got to hand that's easy to do. And then I'll go back on each one and fill in the more difficult bits later, you know, where I may have to search for information. Or go and dig through that pile of stuff that I've been given. Flipping dustbin bag full of paperwork. One day will be spent just sorting that out into piles, you know, things to do with like a share account. Well, let's get all the information to do with that and put it in date order and file that away so that I can be more organised, because it's just clutter at the moment. It's just piles of stuff. It's just been thrown in a bag, not sorted or anything. And a lot of it I don't really need, but I don't know what I don't need until I go and find out what I do need. And what I don't need is what's left over. Anyway, that's what I've got. Some nice live moss. I don't see any movement in there, so maybe we haven't got bugs. We may have bugs, I don't know. We could have slugs and snails in there. And what am I going to do? Put it on the floor in the grow room. Is this a good idea, or should I put it outside? If I put it outside, bugs can get in it that aren't in it now. No, I think it can stay in here. No. Marius didn't warn me about it being full of bugs. I think if it was, he would have said. Or slugs and snails. I mean, this guy might grow this himself, you know, in a contained area, sort of thing. I don't know, but it can stay in here for now, and it's not actually going to go on the floor. It's going to sit on the bucket so that it's off the floor. And we'll see how we go. Anyway, that's what it was, and see you next time. Thanks for dropping by. Oh, and I forgot to say, my massive external hard drive arrived today as well. So, you know, I'm going to now start collecting video clips together to be able to refer back to. Instead of just having a picture of a plant, I might have a little 15-20 second video clip of that plant when it was last in bloom, if I'm talking about that type of plant or anything. So I'll start collecting video clips together. Just got to remember to do them and store them away. So, but I've got the tools now, so have a go at that at some point. Start a collection of video clips. See you next time.